Hello everyone. I hope you and your families are very well despite the current situation. Today, we want to tell you a little bit about how you can achieve high speed in an increasingly competitive financial system without losing security. I am Camilo Piedrahita, DevOps and Software Engineering Manager at Bancolombia. I'm currently responsible for defining the stacks and best practice for the software development of the Bancolombia group. In the past, I led DevOps transformation in large companies such as Suramericana, the leading insurance company in Colombia. I am here with Rafael.
Camilo, thank you for this great introduction. And hello, everyone. My name is Rafael. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Fluid Attacks. I led one of the largest ethical hacking teams in the Americas, focused on fast exploitation and vulnerability disclosure. I look forward to sharing with you how we collaborate with Bancolombia in their adoption of DevSecOps and some takeaways you can apply to your business.
Bancolombia is a bank with 140 years of history and one of the largest in Latin America. We are present in 9 countries, and 2 years ago, we received an award for the most sustainable bank in the world. We have more than 30,000 employees, and 30,000 of them under IT vice president. During 2020, our clients have related the digital capacity of Bancolombia, and 87% of our transactions have been totally digital. In that way, we serve more than 14 million clients with an agile value proposal, featuring the best software development practices.
And at Fluid Attacks, we have tested over 240 million lines of code. In 50% of the application we test, we find at least one critical or high severity vulnerability, which put the business at risk. We have guaranteed the security of more than 28 million patents, compilations, and deployments. Our false positive rate is 2%, and our false negative rate is 4%.
Competition in Latin America is becoming more demanding, although we no longer have to worry about other Latin America banks, much less other banks in Colombia. Our competition is really being affected by all the fintechs that enter the financial market. Of course, by the proximity of other giants in our sector, such as Apple Pay and PayPal, as well as by the entrance of JP Morgan in Colombian market. This is why we have to accelerate our processes. We cannot continue with our traditional approaches, as implementation of core banking and value deliveries to our mobile application every month. Bank users need an even more digital and straightforward experience. For these reasons, a few years ago, we decided to start the path of DevOps, Agile, and Cloud. So, how has our journey been? 6 years ago, we undertook a project called Fintechs, in which created more than 200 work cells and decided to be 100% agile. However, we realized changing the methodologies wasn't enough. We also needed new processes and new tools. That's why, after learning about the success stories of Capital One, Walmart, Verizon, Nationwide, and other companies, we chose to embark on a journey with DevOps practices in 2017. As a result, today we have more than 700 applications with continuous delivery process. This allowed us to make several value deliveries in a single day. But what was happening with the security during this time? We were still very low. Security at the end of the process made deploying to production environment impossible. We had open vulnerabilities that had to be resolved on the day to deliver it to production. That's where the DevSecOps came in. We wanted to shift less in the security process of Bancolombia. So now we have DevSecOps, one of the big trends worldwide. But what next? We were definitely not as fast as we wanted to be. You cannot compare the speed to change and deploy a microservice with deploy a complete COBOL program on a mainframe. Architecture matters. It matters a lot. Therefore, one of our next challenges was to be 100% cloud. So we created a project called All In, with which we migrated or created more than 100 applications using AWS, while allowing us to be much more cost effective elastic, and resilient. Our journey is inspired by Nationwide. When we started the DevOps path in 2017, we looked for outsourcing consultants and suppliers to help us to define the tools and processes. At that time, we embarked on a referral journey visiting the DevOps Enterprise Summit. As well as world leaders such as Capital One, Microsoft, Disney, and other mature DevOps companies, we formed a team of Sherpas, consisting of DevOps engineering with experience in other companies. We arranged the first encounter so that the whole organization could understand that we're going to climb the highest peak possible. In the base camp, we defined tools, changed processes, and created many training sessions called DevOps Dojo. We found early adopters, our advanced squad, to accelerate the organization cultural process and had our first automatic deployment with many hours for those who adopted the best practices. Then we started to promote the strategy and define a role called mobilizer, responsible for introducing the practices to each team. Each team had a mobilizer, seeking to avoid the centralization of knowledge in the DevOps team. Later, when we arrived at our camp, we decided to unify the roles of developer and tester, following the work by Topopal in 2017. You build it, you test it, you own it. And we started measuring 4 key metrics. Subsequently, with the support of the vice president or expedition leader, the order was given that the only way to make changes in production involved